Was good. I said I wanted to record another one, and it's been less than 30 seconds since, you feel me, I just stopped recording. Let's get to it though. I haven't found the video I want to watch yet, so let's find it. Let's look for something real quick. Hold on. I know I want to watch an interrogation, and I know y'all be fucking with those. I know it, cause I be looking at the analytics. I do. Be looking at what y'all want, bro. Be acting like I don't. No bullshit. Alright. YouTube not open yet. I'ma open that bit. I don't know why the fuck they keep signing me out. Excuse my language. No bullshit, I gotta stop before I have a kid. Literally. Yeah, bro. In 5 years, I'm 25. Damn. And it's not no crazy shit, but like, you know, like a lot of people, I know I gotta get to it, bro. This is no joke. This is zero joke. Ain't gonna lie, bro. This right here, I don't regret it. I don't regret shit in my life because it's a learning experience. But it's just like I'm not that into piercing. I'm not that into piercing, bro. Like I fucked with it, but I don't want to take it out, and I don't want it there. Cause taking it out is some bullshit. And it's not an inconvenience at all. I haven't touched it with anything in this whole, like, it's good while it's good. But everybody's shit starts coming out. And I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna leave an ugly ass scar right there. But it's alright, bro. Scars in nature is life. I don't find scars ugly, bro. That feels kind of disrespectful to yourself, but when people agree with you that you have an ugly ass scar, yeah, bro. Alright. Crime interrogations. Shit. I got the AirPods in. Hold on. We in there. Alright, the last one was an hour. It was an hour. That shit was an hour. So, we're gonna look for one that's not, bro. Fuck. Damn, that shit was an hour. That's crazy. And I think it wasn't. I think it was like 38 minutes. But, okay, yeah, we're not doing this one. Hold on, let me read them. She looked like a hater on Pinterest. Y'all might come at me for this, but it's just the stream. Now, you know what? It's an hour 40. Fuck that. That's not a movie I'm willing to watch. It's not. What? I thought, I dead ass thought YouTube let a nut ass video slide, right? This is 22 hours ago. She's trapped in Bali. I don't want to watch this one though. I think I want to watch this one.
Pornographic content creator Bonnie Blue was arrested in Bali for, yep, you guessed.
Oh my God. She's gonna be put on the offenders list, bro. She has to be. There's no way she isn't. I know y'all can't see, gang. Fuck. Alright, bet. Yeah, I know y'all heard it already. Yeah, I seen the title.
Pornographic content creator Bonnie Blue was arrested in Bali for, yep, you guessed it, allegedly making explicit adult material, and in Indonesia that is a serious offense. And if the reporting is correct, she could now be looking at 15 years in jail. We're going to try to make sense of the situation.
Y'all be thinking shit funny. Y'all remember... Y'all remember the drive-through, yeah. Y'all remember what I'm talking about. The drive-through nigga that ended up, killing himself because he is a weirdo. That's why. That's why. For real. And I don't think she has enough pull. No matter what whale is out there waiting to give her that bail, right? She already got it too. But it's somebody out there waiting to just drop that. Like, here, you don't even need to pay. She's not getting out. But I don't know. She's not getting out. Hold on, what the fuck? I'm so glad I found this. And I'm so glad I decided to react today, because this is... My feed would have been different tomorrow.
And the potential consequences with an international law attorney. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Hold on, she got an international law attorney. What they gonna say that she didn't know? Fuck.
With an international law attorney. Welcome to
Wait,
Sidebar.
My fault, bro.
Yep, you guessed it. Allegedly making explicit adult material, and in Indonesia that is a serious offense. And if the reporting is correct, she could now be looking at 15 years in jail. We're going to try to make sense of the situation and the potential consequences with an international law attorney. Welcome to Sidebar.
Okay, they're going to talk about it. She don't got no international law attorney. That would have made a difference. She doesn't have one. We're going to see what an international law attorney has to say about this shit. And you know how I be coming. I think, for real, bro, she's not coming out. She doesn't have enough pull. Like, if Chris Brown got locked up right now for that shit, he might just not have enough pull to come out. Right now. Shout out Chris Brown and all that shit, but, all the mainstream artists know how it is nowadays, bro. They know that shit. They know that fans switch up like a motherfucker, bro. Yo, DJ Ghost said, if I say that shit with a hard R, it sound like a hard R. Fuck.
I'm Jesse Weber. All right, look, before we go any further into this, I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. It's happening. Open enrollment, happening again. You compare the exploitative premiums, the fine print of health insurance. It is chaos, it is stressful, but here's the good news. Our sponsor, Crowd Health, is different. Why? Because its members fund each other's bills directly. But this is how we win. Join crowdhealth.com.
I'm the girl that rage baits, the one that takes your son's virginity and has no issue making your husband cheat.
But it's so annoying, like I have a shower, makeup, hair, and then it's...
She's not coming out, bro. I don't know in what world she comes out, because They said, I know y'all just fucking heard her. Anywho, they said, well, yeah, I know y'all heard her. They literally said Indonesia is very strict on all of that shit that America is not strict on. You feel me? All of that shit. That grimy shit that makes, you feel me, an offender live right next to a school or some shit like that. That's that American shit. I'm not gonna lie. Literally. In Indonesia, they don't play about that shit. So for her to, I know they had a lot of fun, and not in the way y'all think, bro. I know they had a lot of fun seeing all these shits and locking her ass up, bro. I don't hope she's in jail, but I hope she's in jail, cause that'd be crazy if she made these videos in Indonesia. That'd be crazy, and that'd be even more reason for, me to feel real good about her being in jail. Wow, bro, that's crazy. What the fuck? And then I know y'all seen I think they was filming a Bang Bus video, and I don't think she's the only one that got arrested, cause she was fucking. So whoever the fuck else got arrested, but there's no media on him. There's no media on anything else but her, and y'all know why. But still though, that's crazy.
Within minutes, like, completely destroyed. I've just been, the players got a very red eye.
Bonnie Blue, real name Tia Billinger, 26 years old, British pornographic performer, content.
That's crazy. I really thought that was her name. That'd have been crazy. There's a real Bonnie Blue out there in shambles, because this bitch didn't just take her own name.
Creator, she is in a lot of hot water right now overseas because she was arrested in Bali for allegedly making adult material. And let me tell you, that is a big no-no out in Indonesia. Right now, it's being reported that violating anti-porn laws there could get you locked up potentially for 15 years in jail and hit with a fine of about 6 billion rupiah. That's around $360,000. Now, what exactly is she accused of doing? Driving around in a truck labeled, sorry to say this, Bang Bus, and picking up young men allegedly to create pornographic material. In fact, she appeared to post herself on that truck on social media.
Hey parents, remember when I said I was going to pick your sons up? I wasn't lying.
I'm not even assuming that it's not actual young men, bro, because they're in Indonesia, and she's saying she's gonna go out and get people's sons. Like, what? She sound like a crazy, nasty bitch, bro, and not the good kind.
Now, according to reporting from The Sun and Australian news outlet 9 News, 17 men, mostly from Australia and Blue, were arrested by authorities as part of a raid on her studio. Now, while it's being reported that 14 young men were released, Blue was apparently kept in custody, as well as 2 other British men and 1 other Australian guy. But it was also reported that the 14 Australian tourists, they were hiding their faces from the cameras when they were caught. Like, they put their t-shirts on their faces, and they were already interviewed by Indonesian authorities.
That's only some shit where you got a family. You don't want your family to see that you was out here fucking Bonnie Blue, that has literally admitted to, like, going for, like, at least, I think she said, like, 1,000 niggas, bro. 1,000. Even 300 is crazy, and I think that's what she said. Even 100 is crazy, especially with the shit I said in the last video. The Dunbar's number, where you supposed to have a personal connection with 150 people in your lifetime. And she ran up 100 just fucking. And she know damn well she not coming back. That's what I was talking about. That's what the fuck I was talking about. This is a great video. After that one, this is a great one.
Now, news.com.au is reporting that Bonnie Blue was released from police custody, but would be questioned by authorities over the next 2 days by immigration officials. So it seems the immigration officials and law enforcement work hand in hand. Again, this is all over allegedly making explicit pornographic materials. And according to The Sun, Indonesia bans the production and distribution of this kind of adult content, particularly if it involves children, although to be clear,
He keeps saying, according to the son, and I think it's her son, and that would be insane. I feel like shit. I feel like shit, bruh. That being said, I'm not even gonna go into that, bro.
there's no evidence that any minors were involved in any of this. Now,
Okay.
according to The Independent, police said that Blue's group were allegedly creating, quote, content containing pornographic or immoral elements. And according to the Badung police chief, who we're going to talk about a little bit more, came out and said it is suspected that the place was used by the alleged perpetrator to produce pornographic videos. What does that mean? Well, according to The Sun and the Daily Mail, police found a lot. By the way, this was interesting too. Apparently her Instagram account was seized by authorities too, because again, she is accused of soliciting teenagers over the age of 18 into filming these sex acts. And you have to wonder if it was videos like this that could be analyzed to be an issue for her.
Hey boys, tomorrow I want to ask you one question when you see the bang bus. Spend 2 minutes with me alone or double it and pass it on.
She also apparently said in another post, quote, "Hey boys, those who are going to schoolies and those that are barely legal cannot wait to meet you. I'm in Bali, so you know exactly what
Hold
that
on.
means."
The fuck did she
Not
just
wait,
say?
quote, "Hey boys, those who are going to schoolies and those that are barely legal cannot wait to meet you. I'm in Bali, so you know exactly what that means." Going back to the police chief here, though.
That bitch is one of them rich predators, bro. Sad to say it. Or I'm not sad to say it. I'm glad to say it. You feel me? That's awareness to the shit for real. She's a rich predator. What? Those going to schoolies and shit, gang? What world do they live in? Right? I know I'm not tripping. What world do they live in, bro?
Badung police chief Arif Batubara told the media that the arrest came after someone alerted them about, quote, suspected pornography or the creation of indecent video material. Batubara told reporters that Blue was passed off to the immigration officials, that her passport was seized. Apparently she was here on a tourist visa. There was an immigration source that told The Sun, quote, "We will be deepening the investigation to check her activity during her time in Bali."
What the fuck is the sun? Now I'm tripping, bro, because what is the sun? He keeps saying the sun. That's supposed to be a source.
And work jointly with police. And regarding the other 3 men that were also detained with her, if they did not make commercial content, maybe that's not a problem. If they make commercial content, we could charge them. This is again
Oh, so they might go ahead and scrap. Let me go where, you feel me, I'm trying to go. Bonnie Blue might not be able to do nothing, or whatever the fuck her name is. But her management, everybody, like, whoever the fuck run the bang bus, bruh, it's not Bonnie. It's shit, one of them. Y'all know it's thousands of fucking websites and shit, you feel me? One of them fucking websites owns that bus, and they're making sure that if any videos, this is where the commercial content come in. If any videos was posted from that bus, from that, like, event type shit, what the fuck they had going on? I'm saying an event, that's crazy. From that crazy ass interaction we saw, after she was just talking about, yo, all the barely legals and shit, weird ass bitch. She's like 40, I promise. Might be capping, but shit. Bro, trust, gang. She's old. She's old, especially compared to... Bro, put a 25-year-old in front of an 18-year-old. That's weird as fuck. That's weird as fuck. Same shit, my nigga. That's weird as shit. That being said, bro. Oh, this shit about to die on me. This fucking chair. It's about to go out. Yeah. So with the commercial content, yeah, what I'm getting from it is they're gonna try and see. They're gonna, do some work with their database to scan Instagram. They said they got her account. They're gonna scan that shit, see if she, posted anything having to do with all them people that was in there. Cause I'm guessing in Indonesia you're not supposed to film no type of like, y'all know, like, bro, you're not supposed to. You could film at home and shit, but you can't be on the hub and shit. You can't be posting videos to the hub in Indonesia. They don't want that. That's a no-no. That's illegal, literally. You can't be making no X videos, all that shit. You can't. You can make your own little shit, right? You can make your own shit at the crib, but feel me? But they don't fuck with commercial content, is what they're saying. And to be honest, I don't think they was keeping some shit in the vault. I think they dropped that shit. So I think she might be cooked. But they're saying she won't be if it's not that. So what I said might go out the door. But why would they put up 15 years in her face? Like, oh, if they know damn well it's like 50-50 chance. Either this is for her or it's not. But then again, bro, I don't think they better not act stupid. Cause who the fuck is making this content for themselves? Whole ass fucking bus. Bang bus. Right? Definitely got a camera in that bitch. A driver at least. What are we talking about? This shit is planned. This shit is set up. And for money on a big scale. Like, that's what they want. So it's not for no home shit. She didn't go ahead and do that shit for home.
According to this immigration source, who added, we could also check whether it has created unrest in the community or not. So the laws over there are very, very different from what we have here. And according to the Daily Mail, authorities also say there's a problem with the bus. That the bus was not legal because it was registered as being white in color, but was repainted dark blue. And apparently the vehicle tax expired as well. As for the 14 men that were released, Batubara said, according to the Daily Mail, quote, today, with assistance from immigration, we are releasing the 14 Australians who were detained yesterday for clarification and investigative purposes as witnesses. They are being released because they do not meet the criteria for further suspicion, as the case is still under investigation. But I mean, it looks like Bonnie Blue
Might have got paid off or some shit and might not give a fuck about Bonnie. Like, all of them might be, and they was covering their face and shit, probably got families and probably rich as fuck. Probably.
is in some trouble here, right? And to give you an idea of what we're talking about, how serious it is, and again, I'm going to bring on an international law attorney in a minute who has been to Bali, knows the laws there, can give us a sense about how serious this is. The South China Morning Post reported in an article last year that Bali took this very aggressive initiative against indecent acts, that there was 157 foreigners who were kicked out of the island for doing things. You have 194 people that were temporarily held at an immigration center who were waiting to be deported. So they have taken a very aggressive stance against indecent acts and activity and things of that nature. Now, I should also mention that Bonnie Blue is no stranger to controversy with the legal system. She was apparently banned from Australia last year after she allegedly planned to create pornographic content with 18-year-olds and make money off of it by posting online. And because she applied for a standard visitor tourist visa, and when on that you can't engage in paid work or commercial activity, her visa was apparently canceled before she even entered the country because of what she was promoting. There was even a change.org petition, by the way, that got thousands of signatures begging the Australian government to not let her come in. She was also accused, by the way, of faking her own arrest out in the UK, that it was a publicity stunt. And something else making the waves is that Bonnie Blue's former collaborator, OnlyFans influencer, Annie Knight, has spoken up. She spoke to Us Weekly and said, quote, "In my industry, anytime you go overseas, you have to be aware of the laws surrounding sex work in the country you're visiting. I always am super thorough with my research whenever I travel and make sure to be extra cautious. I'd never do my job in a country where my work is illegal, and I just would never risk myself like that. Honestly, Bonnie being arrested really didn't shock me. Bonnie went to Bali, a country where sex work is illegal, and despite knowing that, she still chose to do it and break the law. Being arrested was always going to be a risk, and I did try to warn her, but she didn't listen, and now she's experiencing the repercussions. That being said, it must be absolutely terrifying being arrested in a different country, and I really hope she's okay." And then again, when she claimed that she tried to warn her, she heard my warnings and she chose to ignore them, and it's hard to feel sorry for her. She made her bed and now she's lying in it. Okay, so I have a ton of questions about this. I'm not familiar.
Nobody don't give a fuck, bro. Nobody does not give one fuck about what she had to say. That's probably not even her friend, for real. Let's be honest, that's probably not even her friend. She's just a hater OnlyFans model that she just so happened to follow.
With the laws over there, what the real potential consequences could be, whether or not there are any international avenues or resources that could help her out. So let's talk about it. Okay, time to bring in David Teferi, international law attorney. Whenever you have these kind of cases, he's the perfect guest to have on. David, thank you so much for taking the time. First of all, my understanding is you have spent time there. So you have spent time in Bali. What do people not realize about the Indonesian laws? I mean, this is really, really strict. What do we not understand about the laws there?
Thanks, Jesse. Good to be on with you again. You know, Bali is in Indonesia. Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world. So across Indonesia, there are conservative values because of its Muslim background. But Bali actually is not Muslim. Bali is Hindu, and it's a mix of Hinduism and traditional Balinese culture and religion. As a result, Bali also...
I really hope this isn't like the main culture where she was at, bro. Because, like, imagine, bro. I hope this is not like... I hope this is like in the mountains somewhere, you feel me? Where they, you know, practice beliefs and religion and shit like that heavily. Right. And she was just like in the city where they don't type shit. I hope that's the case. Because if not, it's kind of like she targeted this religious area with non-religious shit, knowing that, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Is very culturally conservative, especially when it comes to public displays of affection. That is very much discouraged. When you're there, you're not supposed to kiss in public. Even holding hands in public for too long can be controversial. In Bali, obviously, it's not illegal, but it's frowned upon.
Are people, though, getting arrested for kind of indecent acts, whether it's, you know, something extreme like allegedly making pornographic material or displaying certain you know, the way they dress or things of that nature? I mean, are people getting arrested? Are they being detained? Are they being criminally charged? Are they going to jail? Are they being deported? Explain to us.
Yes. There are previous cases where foreigners have been arrested for making pornography or distributing pornography. And keep in mind that the law that prohibits the making or distribution of pornography is an Indonesian law. So it applies across Indonesia. But in Bali, they are going to enforce that law because it comports with their traditional values.
Is she legitimately looking at 15 years in prison? I mean, 15 years in jail for something like this? If they say that she was creating let's say, pornographic material with young men. I guess it would be even more aggravating if she was doing it for money, right? Putting it up online and monetizing it. Is she really looking at 15 years in jail?
I think she is. Now, here's a couple caveats. I think about the case of Chappelle Corby. I don't know if you remember, if your audience remembers that one, but she was an Australian woman in 2004 who went to Bali, and then they found in her boogie board she had put cannabis or marijuana. Allegedly, she denied that. And she was arrested for transporting marijuana into Indonesia, and she was sentenced to 20 years in prison. So this was a big case that got a lot of media attention. And one of the interesting things is that despite all of the media attention and pressure on Indonesia not to maintain such a significant sentence on her, they went through with it. And I think she spent something like 11 years in prison. She was ultimately released, but even after she was released, after 11 years or so, she actually had to stay in Bali for a few more years under probation. So I think her total...
They better do the same shit to her, to Bonnie Blue, because I think it's like I said, and I think this is truly this is how Bali is, and I think they're heavily religious, and there's just a few lustful ass people that's there that just wanted to interact with her because she was there and they saw that bum ass post she posted and shit, you feel me? But it's disrespectful to the community, right? This one literal demon, right? Coming here and trying to poison the young men. That's poison, bro. That's poison, bro. I don't give a fuck what y'all think, bro. She could... Bro, 300 bodies and STDs is the same thing to me. It's the same thing to me.
Total time where she was not free to leave was something like 14 years. And so that's what Bonnie is facing now. It's a different crime, and pornography may get a slightly less harsh sentence than a drug crime, because drug crimes are especially frowned upon in Indonesia, and Indonesia is known to be very strict about enforcing its drug laws. But in this case, because also what she's been convicted of, or what she's been charged with, is carries such a big sentence, it is possible she could serve 14 years.
Now, to be clear, she hasn't officially been charged, but they're investigating here.
Right.
And I guess the question is, what are they looking at? So they apparently found all these materials, right, in the place where she was staying, which would look like somebody that is about to engage in sexual activities, potentially sexual activities on camera. Why are they looking at her Instagram too? Why did they seize her Instagram account?
Because if you look at her Instagram, she was putting up stories and videos from Bali where she was encouraging university students from Australia who are there right now during their break, holiday break, to meet with her and to engage in pornographic activities with her that would be filmed. She's known to do this around the world, as you know, but what was interesting is she was using social media as a way to recruit people to engage in these pornographic activities.
So her defense would have to be, we never actually engaged in any acts, or if we did engage in acts, it wasn't filmed, or if it was filmed, it wasn't commercial, like we weren't monetizing it, or is it, hey, listen, if you're...
They'll probably go back and look like, yeah. Have you ever not put something up that you filmed, gang? I don't know about that one, bro. I think they're gonna lock her ass up and keep her in there just like they did with the other shawty that went in there with weed. That's crazy, and I feel bad for her. She tried to sneak a little a blunt. She probably snuck in a blunt, bro. Damn. And got locked up for 11 years. Fuck.
Filming it, and you're doing this. That's it. And I wonder if that, because I'm trying to understand. I don't know anything about the laws over there, which is why I want to.
And if they locked her up, the one with the weed, for 11 years plus probation, for the weed, for the blunt, right? 11 years. They better lock her ass up for genuinely trying to do this shit. She was gonna record that shit and post it and get into legal trouble that way. You feel me? And just say it wasn't really there, and then have them look at the videos and look. No, that was the tree. No, that wasn't. That wasn't. Somewhere where it's okay.
Having you on, I mean, what are ways that she could potentially get out of this?
You're exactly right. That would be her defense. That despite what I said on social media and the provocative videos that I put up, we didn't actually engage in any pornographic activities here, and we didn't film them, and we did not distribute them, which is what the law prohibits. Now, because they've seized her vehicle and they probably searched where she was staying, they may have found those types of materials. That's not clear yet. I'm sure they're looking through her phone, looking through her video camera and other recording devices to see what she actually recorded.
By the way, so I mentioned that she was released from custody, but her passport was seized. She's transferred to the immigration authorities, who apparently work hand in hand with law enforcement here. They are going to be interrogating her, or will interrogate her, or have interrogated her for a period of 48 hours. What is going on there? What could be the product of that? Is she going to be removed from the country? I mean, how does it work?
Well, this law and also the drug laws both enable the Indonesian authorities to arrest and prosecute someone for violating the laws, or allow them to transfer them to immigration authorities so they can be deported. So her best hope is that she is deported, and she should want to be deported as soon as possible so she doesn't have to face any potential criminal charges related to violating this law. It's not clear if Indonesia is going to do that. Of course, if there's international pressure, especially from her home country, maybe they will choose to do that.
Is there an extradition agreement in place? If she were to go back to the UK, do they have to send her back to Bali?
If anyone from any outside country says, hey, release her, y'all already know why. Because she has such a grasp on, the young adults that are, in 22s, going up to be, they're going to get to 30 at some point. Yeah. That's who she has the hold on. And then them old ass whales too that be dropping bands every day. Hope stay in there. Do not deport her. Keep her over there. We don't want her back here. Yo, Indonesians, any of you if any of you see this, tell your government, you feel me, bring this video straight up to your, the highest person you can. Tell them to bring it to the highest they can, so that they see we don't want her ass back, bro. Keep her ass locked up over there. That's what they're asking. I'm replying. If they don't care about what the citizens have to say, I don't know what they want to hear. They want to hear the government. They want to see if the government want her. It's kind of crazy. I don't think that's how they work. You feel me? That's why I'm saying this. I don't think that's how they work. I think they understand the same way she disturbs over there, she's going to disturb over here. So lock her ass up until she remember it. Yo, I already got this bag. She already got her bag, bro. She didn't have to go over there and risk it all. She already got her bag. She should have stopped. She should have stopped the second she thought to herself, nah, I'm gonna go to a religious state, and I'm gonna try to fuck up what they got going on.
To be prosecuted. Do you know anything about that?
Well, one of the things about extradition, as you know, is you cannot extradite someone from another country if the crime that they are being extradited for is not a crime in that country. That's generally an important concept of extradition law. So if what she did allegedly in Indonesia is not a crime in the UK likely would not extradite her.
Okay. Does it matter, going back to this idea about
I don't know what the fuck extradite means, and I'm not gonna search it up. But I'm gonna search it up. What does extradite mean? Hold on. pretty much, I mean, I'm glad that I searched it up because I was gonna say the opposite. If they extradite her, if the UK extradited her to Indonesia, that's where it is. Indonesia. I know it's Bali, but it's Indonesia. If the UK extradited her to Bali, that means that they're giving Bali all okay to go ahead and give her that time with no discussion. Like, yeah, go ahead. And them saying that UK is probably not likely to give them the okay is just like it's because of what they said. In the UK, it's not a problem. In Bali, it is. What she was doing, it's not a problem in the UK, which is crazy. But I guess it's just, more more freedom over there or whatever. But yeah.
With the immigration issue, if this material was being put out there for commercial purposes, we had an immigration source who said it also matters if this activity created unrest in the community. It seems like it's quite broad to suggest what could be violating Indonesian law or policy here.
That's right. And because of the way she went about this, again, going to bars and clubs in the heart of Bali and Bali's entertainment districts and filming videos and doing shots with young men, it might be arguable that she did create that kind of havoc in the community that would also be a basis for prosecuting her.
I always thought this was interesting. They released the 14
Facts.
men, as I mentioned.
Going to all these venues and shit, interacting with all these people, like I was telling you. She probably interacted with like 100 people. Even just networking, bro.
Apparently they were like trying to cover their faces as they're walking out there, shirtless. They have shirts on their faces. I don't know why they'd be released if they're potential witnesses in this case, right? Wouldn't they be interviewed and say, hey, listen, this is what happened? I was confused by that.
Good point. My understanding is they were released, but their passports were taken. So they're not going to be able to travel. Bali is an island, and without a passport, they're not going to be able to leave, at least not by airplane. And so that may be the reason why they were released on their own recognizance, but they could be called back in to be witnesses, and maybe some of them could be charged if they engaged in pornographic activities with her that were recorded for the purposes of distribution.
You mentioned other countries helping. Can the UK government get involved here? Not saying that they would or wouldn't, but is that something? What avenues, what tools, what resources could be used to help her?
Well, every country has an obligation to look out for the legal rights of their citizens when they are abroad, and that's part of what embassies are responsible for doing. Now, the UK embassy is in Jakarta, not in Bali, but UK may have a consulate in Bali, and obviously it's possible for UK officials to travel to Bali. My guess is the UK diplomats in Jakarta have already been in touch with Indonesian authorities. They normally diplomats try to advocate for their citizens, but they also have to respect the local law. And if someone knowingly violates a law in a foreign country, it's hard for a diplomat to insist that that person has to be released because, again, UK doesn't want Indonesians violating UK laws while they're in UK.
Is it clear that this was a violation?
Exactly. They don't want... That was another good point I did not think about. They don't want no Indonesians coming to the UK and doing shit that's not okay in the UK that's okay in Bali. You feel me? They don't want them doing that shit. So they're probably just going to say, fuck it, go ahead, y'all could take her. And that sounds good, bro. It sounds, I don't know why. Probably because I haven't heard like a foreign criminal case in a minute. Like I haven't heard one. We pretty much been looking at the, shit in fucking Kansas and Georgia and Ohio and shit. People getting interrogated and shit for murders.
I mean, like if somebody's traveling to Bali, whatever the purpose might be, would it be clear, where would they find out information about, okay, these are the laws, these are how strict the laws are, this is what you can and cannot do. Is it clear? I mean, where would people even be able to get those resources and know?
You're not just going to Bali to go to Bali, bro, because somebody else did it. A lot of people do, but most people with the money to travel are also doing the research behind the traveling. Even just looking up some pictures of how it looks like. And if you see some pictures with religious ass shit going on, you know that it's not going to be a place that's just real okay with going in there and just letting it loose. I mean, this shit not... What? that was a bad. I haven't really been listening to him the whole time. He has been, giving me shit I wouldn't have known prior. But that was a bad one. I don't know about that one, bro. Because, like, if you're just... It's different. Because Bali is a small-ass little... I think they said Indonesia is an island. Or Bali is an island or whatever the fuck. But either of them being an island, or if Bali is within Indonesia as an island, right? Facts. If she went to Indonesia and then took a little drive to Bali, then yeah. But if her goal was to go to Bali, bro, nah, she definitely did her research and went and did all that shit because she knew what was going on, and she just, I don't know, she thought she was bigger than the program.
Whether or not what they're going to be doing while they're visiting could violate their laws. Whether it's, walking in somewhere, there's certain aspects you would imagine would be illegal, but you also have to be thinking, and I encourage everybody to do their own research before they travel abroad, but particularly in a country like this, is it clear how strict their laws are and what you can and can't do?
It's not always clear, although I would note that embassies normally have a page for the country, and they will explain the different laws that vary from the laws of the home country and warn people.
Alright, bro. Alright. Because then the other one gonna say, well, yeah, you feel me? It is pretty... It's hard to just know the laws when you're just going and not really doing all that research. But the embassy, a government building, not... Most people is not gonna go and look for anything that, whether it's a website or not. Even the people I was just talking about doing the research, they're not going to the embassy to go ahead and check the laws and shit. They're probably going to Google, right? And that's why I mentioned it, because, like, if you're a pothead, right? If you love smoking, you're probably going to search up if you can smoke in a specific country if you're heading over there. It's kind of like a habit. It's kind of like, well, shit. Well, I got to know if I can smoke. Right? So with her, knowing she's an actress, bro. A corn actress, right? She know damn well she searched up, yo, can I film this, and the third in such and such country, man? Such and such state, such and such, whatever the fuck. She knows.
People who are traveling to that country about not violating the laws. One thing that's also important to note is that it can be confusing when you're in Bali, because Bali is actually sort of this free like environment. It's very progressive in some ways for foreigners. There's a lot of drinking and partying and clubs and bars on every street, especially where she was.
Drinking and partying has been around for thousands of years, and it will always be a form of celebration, because it's like kind of getting loose and just having fun. Once you take that and start adding the lewd shit, the you feel me, the erotic shit, yeah, that's when it turns into, hey, now everybody can be a part of it, right? Now everybody in the family can be a part of it, because y'all want to be weird as fuck. And it looks like that's how I don't know if it's a state or not, but it looks like Bali is a big ass community. The whole shit is just a big ass community. Whether or not some people believe and some people think how they think, it's a big ass community, right? So when you go ahead and when you go to specific parts of that community and start like literally targeting specific parts, and you already knew where you were going to do what you were doing, you got the whole bus that's on the registration says it's white, but it's painted with Bang Bus on it. That's really like a one-man army trying to take down the state, bro. Imagine if that was somebody with Control C4 or some shit like that, and everywhere she went, she let her bomb off and shit. Yeah, bro. Damn, it's about to be an hour too. This one. Damn.
is doing this in the area of Kuta and Legion in Bali. And so you would see that if you were visiting, and you might think, oh, this is a very permissive environment, and think it's okay if you didn't know what the laws say.
Yeah, all
Is this
right.
a real issue today?
That's how he think. That's how he thinks. That's how he thinks other people think when they see people having fun. Oh, let's get fucking naked. No. That's not how it is. It's not just let's get naked, bro. Some people deadass just want to have fun and don't want to go that route. Publicly. Type shit. She trying to do that shit in public. She trying to do that shit in a bus, ride around in a car, having it so you could see exactly what's going on in the car from outside with no windows, just off what it say.
What do I mean by that? In today's day and age, there's a million content creators. It seems to me like a lot of times you go on social media, it's like, you know, creating these outrageous situations, putting themselves in positions where they know it's gonna.
This is not a fucking content creator, bro. She is an adult content creator. Let's not just. What are we doing? This is not the same as Kai Cenat. This is not the same as FouseyTube, bro. What are we talking about? This is an adult actress. That's not the same niche. Fuck is he talking about, bro?
Go viral and doing things.
And then they're gonna put her Instagram up there because they took the picture from there, so they promoting her on some little shit. The fuck? Yo, this shit is blowing me. I hate that I'm watching this video from his point of view. Hey, Jesse Weber, if you got an issue with this video, fuck you. If you never see it, fuck you too, bro.
That might be outrageous, maybe potentially illegal, but do you see this as a real issue today, where content creators may be going abroad and doing things, and you know, getting themselves in?
Just content creators, right? I think he's just pussy, bro. I think he just really, like, he doesn't want to say the words he wants to say and shit, because he knows she's an adult actress. She's not just a content creator. She doesn't make YouTube videos and shit, or am I mistaken? I know I'm not mistaken.
Trouble for views, for clicks. This is not the first time you're going to hear something like this.
I think you're absolutely right. I think we can expect more stories like this as content creators push the envelope, especially in foreign countries. And it's, you know, a shot across the bow for content creators to remember to think about the country that you're in. And she picked one of the worst countries to do this.
I'm off this one, because now they're going on a rant about how they think content creators are going to start doing this because Bonnie Blue did this bullshit. What? That took a turn, I'm not going to lie. That took a turn. That took a turn. That being said though, bro, that was a long ass video, bro. That was a long ass video. And I'm glad I know that this fucking succubus tried to hit up a religious I keep saying religious. I'm really stereotyped because of all the videos and pictures and shit. But it seemed like a chill city or whatever the fuck it is, right? Where they're just trying to have respect all around it. They're trying to, you know, build shit. And yeah, you might not know this and the third, but it's not like the same as somebody there not knowing. Like, you would expect somebody there to know already, but they're rather somebody already there that's supposed to know not know than a fucking tourist come over here and not know, because you supposed to know what's going on. For real. It's not like over here where it's like, you know, you go to your friend's house and you supposed to know what's right and shit, and now you doing bad. But that's a whole different country. It doesn't work with that analogy. You went ahead and paid that money because you saw and since you didn't do your research, it's 15 years, bro. Take that.